So my wife posted a video about how she almost left me 6 months into our marriage.
The wife is losing her mind. She's too emotional.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming.
So my wife posted a video about how she almost left me 6 months into our marriage. I feel like I owe you guys an explanation. Some of you know my wife is about 10 years younger than me, and there was a point in the relationship where she wasn't taking me very seriously, and that does take a toll on a man's pride. We decided to take a break. I took a family vacation, and I ended up messing around with somebody that had been known to our family for many years. I really wasn't interested in her, but sometimes when a man's pride is scorned, he has to prove a point to himself. Because I wanted to protect my reputation, I didn't want my family to find out about this. My mother ended up inviting her to the wedding. I also didn't want my wife to find out about this so close to our wedding to where she would cancel or postpone the wedding. Long story short, small dishonesty became big betrayal, and what's done in the dark
always comes to the light.
always comes to the light.
Shut it.
Although I didn't cheat during my marriage, I should have taken control of the situation and never allowed that woman to come near my wife. Moral of the story is real men take accountability for their actions and they deal with the consequences as they may come. Period.
Let's get into why it's so important not to idolize none of these couples online. Y'all familiar with Rose and Brett? You know, the interracial couple that got together and, you know, supposed to be so cute online and all that stuff? Yeah, they going through it right now. Let's talk about it. When I say let's talk about it, I'm not saying, hey, let's spill their tea, because I don't really care about their tea. But what I do care about is the fact that so many of us see people happy online and we be like, oh, I want to be just like them. Not knowing nothing they really go through. This girl then said, oh, he came about to save my life, gave me nothing but good hope. Changed me and my son's lives. Even hooked up with other like interracial couples to kind of make it seem like, you know, all black women should go this way too. Only to now be on live and cussing him out, going off saying how he was a bum sleeping in somebody's basement, she paid for everything, and yada, yada, yada. That's why you got to idolize somebody in your family. Where your elders at? Where your church family at? And being honest, even they make mistakes. What they going through in their marriage, that's their business. But what I am telling you is what you going to go through and what you experience in your marriage, relationships, friendships, and anything else, that's your business. Keep it offline. Keep focused. Understand everything ain't what it appear to be, especially here. It's so many pretenders. What y'all think about folks that see other people happy online and be like, oh my God, I want that? Ugh.
Rose and Brett. Let me first say I'm not a connoisseur, a fan, or even a follower. I've seen secondhand videos and I'm aware that they were a thing and they're still a thing, but people have a problem with their relationship because supposedly she's going off. Many of folk are talking about he was supposed to save you. He was your white savior, but he's saving you. Do not act like this doesn't happen in our community. Black women are the most educated, and you want to know why? Because they sold us the dream that we can get the education and the this and the that and the, you know, go to therapy and all this stuff. Make yourself better, you know, put the community on your back. We're all burdened with that. And our counterparts are not doing that. To find a black man that's like in therapy voluntarily is like finding a unicorn at all ages, okay? That it's not something that they are embracing. We're embracing it for the purposes of having an amazing life. So many of us have put Ray, JoJo, and John on our back thinking that they were worthy. And when people saw us doing good, they assumed it was him. And we were like, yeah, he's amazing. Until we had to tell the truth. Not so much. It was me. I bought that. I bought this. I bought that. And we've all been there hoping that someone would take our offering and do something good with it. Some men have. Many appreciated. So many have not. So even if it is true, so the F what? If you love somebody and they provide peace, they provide comfort, then why would you not? That sometimes is even more valuable than someone bringing $100,000 to $1 million to $1 trillion to the table. It's whatever it is for you. But I'm not mad at a woman saying, you know what, I'm the one, I have the vision, I have the goal, we need to create the legacy, and to giving her man the opportunity to come up. If you guys end up in an amazing space and you vetted that situation, then do you. I don't care. That has nothing to do with me. And for her to come out and say something about it, if it were true, it's just her way of saying, listen, I've made this sacrifice and it didn't work out. People are learning from both vantage points. From the vantage point of seeing a woman thriving, having a life, enjoying a life, and even saying, hey, I bought into this dream, I sold this vision, and it didn't work out. Personally, I think it's all fake. I think it's all for fodder. It's all for views. I don't believe it at all. And at the end of the day, even if somebody started this race, they're both going to finish it. They've both earned the right. So don't get too caught up in the, you know what, she ain't being saved by her great white hope. That is too minuscule. It's too minuscule. The major theme here is that even though they look and or appear to be suffering, the engagement that they're experiencing is sending those checks through the roof. When it comes down to it, social media doesn't care if people like you or don't like you. They only care about engagement. When you talk mess on people's videos, they make money off of that. The best thing that could ever happen to you is somebody not liking you and rioting in your comments. That sends your engagement up. If you don't know that, then you know business. And at the end of the day, I think that Rose is probably the smartest person in this whole conversation. Let me know your thoughts.
You are absolutely right. And that is why I'm taking the time today to be honest with my husband and live in my truth. This whole time I've been lying to my husband with this fraudulent marriage certificate saying that the older two boys are from an ex-husband. The reality is I don't know who the daddy is of the older two. The baby that I told my husband was his, the truth is it's his dad's. Why else would the baby look exactly like his father more than he looks like him? Genetics just don't do that. Guess only time will tell if the baby inside of me is his or not. If it doesn't come out pure white with gray eyes like him, how could it possibly be his?
It's bad enough when I met Rose, she told me the older two boys that were 2 and 3 weren't mine. But when she told me that race probably isn't mine, it's probably my dad's, it just breaks my heart. I never would have figured this out if I hadn't read the comments in the first place. Stupid.
I just want to say I genuinely will try to stop twerking and be a much better wife from now on.
Keep twerking, you're gonna get a third kid in there.
Sorry.
Let this Rose and Brent situation be a signal for you to stop idolizing people's relationships online. That means through videos, that means through pictures, those little picture shares. You're like, oh, this couple's on vacation, I would love to do something like this. They're in the pool. You never know what's going on behind closed doors in somebody else's house. And then you're trying to apply their relationship standards to your relationship and fucking it up in the process, not knowing that those two people aren't even good for each other, actually just pieces of shit. Y'all create these random standards from these people that you see online who don't actually like, love, or even get along with each other. Stop it. I'm telling you now. Stop. Social media is going to ruin all of y'all's relationships. That is, if you let it. You could actually find someone in real life, a man, a woman, a husband, or wife, and find someone who's actually doing well in their life to idolize. Idolize your spouse. Why don't you do that? There's so many better options than this online bullshit.
What is this? What service fee?
A service fee from my services.
What? 25 grand for you to do what?
What do you mean? Do you think I'm doing this for free?
For those who don't know, that's Rose and Brent. They're an interracial couple who makes relationship content geared towards trolling racial stereotypes, I guess. And she pretty much states all the time that he is the one that came into her life, saved her children. Pretty much he's the savior of her life, which is also cool. Yesterday they got on live, and I guess they had a fight or something in between, and she stated that he was actually broke when she met him, and she's the one that came and invested in him and pretty much uplifted him. He was sleeping in the basement. She pretty much brought him to a certain level. I only have two main things to say about this. For one, when I met my wife about 10 years ago, I was broke. Like, I was broke as fuck. And following that, I lost my job, and she actually supported me. Now, was it for long? No. But it did happen. Fast forward now, my wife doesn't have to work. She's a stay-at-home wife and mom. She doesn't have to lift a finger, and she never will have to lift a finger as long as I'm alive. Any bit of stress that she ever has, I will proudly carry it on my back for her. I would never let her stress over anything. But understand this, just because a man does not have money at the moment does not mean he's not a leader, a provider, and a protector. Apparently, she knew that I was going to have a lot of money in the future because she invested in me. And what she tells me is that she's seen that I was a hard worker. And I can't lie, her investment paid off. A lot of people are making fun of them, but all I have to say is invest in the man or the woman that you want to invest in, because what is then is not what's now. So what happened before may not be the future. But also do not glamorize and glorify all these online relationships, because everything that glitter ain't gold and everything that you see online is not true.
This is why you should never use anybody's relationship as relationship goals, especially when it comes to social media, because let me tell you, people will use the perfect snapshots of their relationship and post it up, because why would you show the worst part of your relationship or the worst part of your life? I mean, most people just wouldn't do that because that's just crazy. But yeah, you can never go off of what you see on social media, because people could be lying. This is a perfect example of that, and I hate to use that example, but I can tell from the beginning of watching her videos or their videos, I can tell it was being forced. It was just being too much. I saw one video where she was saying, oh, you know, he found this ghetto black woman with 2 children from 2 different baby daddies, and he married her and he provided for her, which is great, beautiful, and all that. Even if it wasn't true, still whatever. But for you to be paying all the bills in the relationship, not only were you paying all the bills in the relationship, but you took him from his mother's basement. What exactly was going to happen? So yes, you turned his life around, but now you're trying to basically bash him on social media and try to make him out to be this terrible person, and he probably very much is this terrible person. But you knew that when you first met him. You knew that the first month, the second month, the third month, because people can only fake it for so long. So you knew, but then you still try to shove it in people's faces, and then try to get with other interracial couples and try to make it seem as if this is like the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love interracial couples just like I love regular couple relationships, all of that. But don't try to push it in our face and make it seem like your relationship is so perfect and you have all this. Meanwhile, you guys are not that great behind the scenes, which in most relationships, that's how it is. But, you know, it was giving fake. It was giving, no.